There's this one quote that really gets me, and it has to do with dreams and holding to your dream, not getting lost. You know, those times where you feel really motivated and you just think like this totally has changed my whole life. And you can feel it, and you can feel it for like an hour to like maybe a week. Then something comes up and it just drops you, which is natural life. The way the brain can work, kind of getting us in that fight or flight. And then all of a sudden, you forget it. You're like, what? You know, like a year later, like, wait, I thought of that. I even think about that in a variety of ways of like, how can we hold the space for our dreams? So I love this quote. You've dreamed many dreams that were yours for the taking. And that has to do with this right here. U squared. It's one of my favorite places to go to. I can remember when I got this book was like confusing to me. So I was like, well, what does that mean? What am I supposed to do with that? And that was probably about maybe 7 years ago. And I was so far removed from motivation and feeling like there's anything else out there except just black and white. Like even 7 years ago to where I am now, a lot of the emotional growth that I've been working on, I start looking at this stuff, you know, like things where I'd say, I just totally don't believe it. How about for you? Is there something in your life that you're trying to understand, but you don't believe it, but you think if you believed it, it'd make life easier? And that could be, you know, believing in yourself, believing in your dreams, believing that you can actually create something with your dreams. That's been one of my biggest struggles as a business owner, if I can be honest, is believing in myself enough to, good morning, believing in myself enough to believe that I am enough for what I'm seeking in life, so that I can create a business out of it, so that I can nail it every time. And when we lose track of our dreams, then we don't have anything. We only have what we see. We only have what we see in our eyes. And the stuff that we see in our eyes right now is all this stuff going on. All this stuff that just doesn't serve us as human beings. Like, wouldn't it be fabulous if life was just easier, that there wasn't all that stress out there? And in your four walls, maybe all that stress is affecting everybody around you. And the scared factor, you know, and being afraid of things. But what if we could just wash that away? I used to believe that we couldn't. I used to believe that we would try and escape, but that's the only way that we could be living life the way that we want to. Oh, I wish it was that way. I wish it was this way. But what if we could leave life the way it is? You know, let everybody else do stuff. Just take the control out of it. So then you can start seeing what is it in there for you. No, authentically you. Like, what do you feel? Not the stuff that was imprinted from the beginning of time of just being on this earth with your family and people maybe that didn't serve you. But when you get deep and quiet and you really start caring about things, what does that mean for you? Hold that space. That space is you. That's your gem. That's where you get to hold your dreams for the taking. That you're ready to hold your dreams. Now, there's going to be a lot of people out there around you that are going to say, why even dream? It's not the smart way to be living. But what if you're driven? There's a masculine side and a feminine side, not a girl boy side, but the strength within yourself. But you still gently and lovingly hold your dream. What happens if you do that? So then you start trusting yourself. And that word trust is so big. And that's why I go to books like this. U squared, quantum leap, quantum physics. That's what that quote is from. So if you can believe that and believe in yourself, your dream will never be lost. But what you'll do is you'll drive it. Like, I even felt like from the pelvic, like you like all that energy, you're going to drive it forward in the business sense. Or if it's relationship, that you're going to do what you can do to make sure that you keep opening your heart, you keep opening your vibe, you stop being yourself, from stopping yourself from meeting the right people. We don't have to be lonely anymore. We are not alone. But to get there, you got to be open. Your dream is where it starts. Right at that beginning, right when you really, remember that 1 hour where you get so highly motivated? That is your dream. That is what's going to capture your love for what you're doing. But think about this also. How are you going to keep it so the energy's there, so it bounces, so you can feel it, that you can just feel that vibe and you can just be loving on yourself going, oh my goodness, I can be myself, because now you're not going to wear the mask. Because where the power comes from is all the competition out there, and the only way you can compete is being you. If you don't know how to be yourself, then what the F&A are we doing here? Stop being robotic. Stop it, please. This is our time. We can prove that we can be out there as entrepreneurs, really working this. And if you're working for somebody, go kick some ass today. In a loving way. Do it. Do it. Our world needs more of that. When I started this video, we were starting to look at this whole thing about can we live this life of it being in our dreams and being very focused in and driven on the path we're creating, not staying here stringent on the path like a robotic kind of a space, but open, loving, appreciating. That's all that matters, is what you believe, what you're unveiling, what's in your health and wellness that's not working. Line it up. Release the stress. Now, any stress that you're working through, go get some help. Get a coach. Get whatever you need. Get deeper within yourself to listen. Take a breath in. You got this. Don't let your dreams go by. That's what gives the sexiness, the beauty of life. Keep being sexy at the cell level. So the ATP process in the cell, in the mitochondria, that cell is going to fire. Bam, bada, bam, bada, bam, energy. I know this. 20 years of being on thyroid medicine, almost 10 years being off. Almost. Not 10, but 8. So what are we going to do with all this beautiful, fabulous, sexy energy? You better believe it. We're going to do something about it. We're going to listen to our dreams. I'm pulling this book up again. Not that I'm selling this book at all. I'm just saying, go quantum leap. Go express to people what your dream is. Go share with them. I call it hashtag speaker locking arms. Keep opening your vocals. Keep locking your arms with people that believe in you. You believe in them. The partnership. Find those people that are in alignment. You can't do this alone. You can't. This isn't a solo act anymore. Mwah. I love you. Truth Friday.